A very warm good evening to everyone. Mumbai, the city of dreams, is the hub for movie buffs. Apart from being the financial capital of the country, it is also the home to one of the biggest cinema powerhouses of the world, our beloved Bollywood. Over the years, the audience is demanding for a change of scene on the big screen, and Bollywood doesn't fail to oblige. The Mumbai Academy of Moving Image, MAMI, is one such platform for the budding filmmakers and audience to dip their toes into the warm waters and experience something unconventional. After a successful run of 16 years, MAMI is back with its 17th edition, providing a gateway to world cinema and a gateway to Indian cinema for the world. MAMI, being Mumbai's only film festival, entirely created and run by film professionals and a group of members from corporate India, is moving way beyond cinema and theatre to set up an easily accessible cultural hub, making the festival an extensive experience. The panel of MAMI consists of some of Bollywood's bigwigs, including Kiran Rao, Siddharth Roy Kapoor, and Karan Johar, to name a few. And with none other than Miss Anupama Chopra, Festival Director, carrying the baton forward. It's safe to say that this edition of Film Festival is going to have some seriously good surprises up its sleeves. We can expect to have a fine cinematic experience delivered by the best creative talents from the country and abroad. We have with us today Ms. Anupama Chopra, MAMI Festival Director, to interact with us, the students of Somaiya Vidya Vihar. Just to give you her brief profile, Anupama Chopra, a film critic, television anchor and book author. She's also director of Mumbai Film Festival. She has been writing about Bollywood since 1993. Her work has appeared in publications such as the New York Times, Hindustan Times, the Los Angeles Times, and Vogue India. She's founder and editor of the Film Companion channel on YouTube. The Film Companion offers a curated look at cinema, Bollywood, Hollywood, and beyond. Anupama has also worked extensively with Star World, Star Plus, NDTV 24/7. In 2001, she won the National Award for her book, Sholay, The Making of a Classic. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for the lady with perfect sense in every way. I would request ma'am to please come on stage.
I'm ashamed to say that I had no idea how beautiful the space was. It's just so green and so vast, and really a world in itself. It's amazing. You guys are very, very fortunate to have this. I wanted to come out here to speak to you a little bit about the Mumbai Film Festival. I don't know how many of you know it. Do you guys attend? Does anybody go to MAMI?
Yes.
Oh, good. Good. So I don't have to start from scratch. That's always heartening. So let me talk a little bit about how we got involved. That's my associate Kalpana. We are actually journalists. So we are, Kalpana and I have worked together for many years. What we did was, do the show on Star World. I do film reviews. We create television programming. We went to MAMI, but we were not engaged in putting MAMI together. That was never our job. We've never been doing any behind the scenes of a festival. I always joke that only in India can you go from doing nothing with a film festival to being the director of a film festival. This would not be possible anywhere else. So before I show you what I want to, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of MAMI. It was created in 1997 with amazing stalwarts of Indian cinema who came together to say that let's have a festival that working professionals come together and create. So there was Rishikesh Mukherjee, there was Shyam Benegal, there was Basu Bhattacharya, and apparently in Basuda's living room they all sat together and they said, let's create this festival. And the festival ran in fits and starts. A few years in, it actually skipped a year because they couldn't raise the money. So it's, there was very little government support in terms of finances. It was all privately supported. And then Reliance, ADA, took over 6 years ago and really took it to another level. Great guests came, Asghar Farhadi and Jane Campion and Oliver Stone and, world A-list, world-class names came for the Mumbai Film Festival. But last year, their contract ran out and they decided that they didn't want to renew it. And for 8 months, the people who ran it, it was chaired by Shyam Benegal, the chairperson. The festival director was Mr. Narayanan. And it was very, very hard to raise money, and I've been to film festivals all my life. I've been to Cannes, I've been to Toronto, and we always, it's like going to a shadi. You go, you enjoy, but then you do burai, khana theek nahi tha, ye theek nahi tha. You just do. That's how it is. And I never understood what it takes to put a festival together. And we always went to MAMI and we liked the programming, but we criticized the infrastructure, we criticized the security, how chaotic it was. And now I know how brutal it is to actually do it. So, these guys were doing it. They were putting it together. They put a lot of their lives into it. But that last year, so by last August, it looked like this festival would shut down. There was a story that went around on Twitter saying that it's over. MAMI is going to shut down. There's no money. Which is how I actually got involved. I called up the festival director and I said, look, how can Mumbai not have a film festival? I mean, in which world does that make any sense? You can't. How can you shut down? And he said, we don't have money. How are we going to do this? So we literally, in 6 weeks, raised about 4.5 crores, sourced the movies, sourced the films, sourced the talent, the jury, the everything, and made it happen. Which was a huge thing because it was very difficult, but everybody we reached out to came in and gave us support. And Bollywood especially, came out and said, yes, we are there. They donated money. Amir gave money, Karan gave money, like endless people gave money, and they gave their time, which is in many ways even more expensive than their money. So they supported it, and then the whole team said that now you guys take this festival and move it on. And I am now the festival director. Kiran Rao is the chairperson. We have a board of trustees. It's been a real uphill climb. It's not easy. I was, after the last festival, I was very confident. Nahi, we'll raise money. Kya problem hai? It took us 8 months. 8 months where we were literally like going from office to office and pitching and saying, help us. Because I think this is important. And which is why I'm here, to tell you why a film festival matters. You're probably thinking, well, what's the big deal? You get any movie almost very quickly, at least if not immediately, on torrent. You can watch movies on YouTube. You can do anything, right? So who needs a film festival? I think a film festival helps to create a sensibility. It cultivates a certain way of seeing. It seeds an ecosystem, and it will shape the way you look at movies, and in the way that it has shaped my sensibility. I'm a huge admirer and fan of Bollywood. I'm not one of those snobs who says, no, I only love difficult French cinema. I don't. I love masala Hindi movies. But what a festival enables me to do is see another way of seeing the world, which is very, very important. And it really tells you, in a sense, how connected we all are, despite linguistic differences, despite geographies, despite distances, how connected we are, and how we all have a certain shared humanity. And cinema really does that to you. It really opens doors in your head. It enables you to partake of experiences you never will have in your life, maybe. There's a film, a documentary that I saw that we're screening at MAMI, and right now I'm not allowed to reveal any names that we're screening, so I can't tell you what it is. But it's made by a director from South America. It's about a great Chinese director, and in the documentary, the Chinese director is actually singing Awaraho. So there's a link, because he saw Awaraho when he was a child. It was a big film in China, and he says that my teachers used to shout at us and say, is that what you want to become? You want to be a vagabond, because all of us were singing Awaraho. And when I saw that, it really hit me, and I said, my God, this is the power of cinema. This is how it connects us all. So we, this year, have very big dreams for MAMI. It's going to be a completely different beast from what it has been. I will take you through a little bit. These are all the hopes that we have. That we want to create something that everybody feels a part of. I don't want it to be a space that anyone is intimidated to walk into. It's an inclusive movie feast. No matter what kind of movies you like, there will be something for you there. We can keep going. So yeah, and we want to create a 360-degree experience. Sorry if this is, I'm turning back and you can't hear me anymore. This is a bit awkward, but forgive me, have patience. So what we plan and hope to create is that you see great movies, and that experience is not over when you walk out of the door. Then you walk into maybe a panel discussion about shaping a narrative, about digital cinema. How does the digital narrative, I don't know how many of you have seen Sujoy Ghosh's Ahalya. It's on YouTube, damn fine film. Yeah, a bunch of you have. It's an amazing film, and he would never have had the freedom to make that film as a feature film. So how does the digital medium actually transform? So we're going to have lots and lots of conversations around cinema at MAMI, so that the experience doesn't end when you leave the theatre. Yeah, we can go ahead, Katna. So, here's leading film festivals around the world. The top, of course, is Cannes, which is, it's a masterclass in how to run a festival. It's extremely professionally run, and to be fair, they've been doing it for about 60 odd years. But it is a festival only for the industry. So people who are not part of the showbiz industry cannot go to Cannes. What is for everyone is a festival like Berlin or like Toronto, where you can buy tickets and actually watch movies. These are some of the great film festivals. Dubai has come up only in the last 10 years, which is a personal, I love the Dubai Film Festival, and the festival director is a friend, but I always think oh my God, if Dubai has a great film festival, how can we not? This is Mumbai, this is Maximum City, come on, we can do better than this, So that's the sort of passion with which we're creating this. So just look at these numbers, 500,000 people go to Toronto, they bring in $189 million in revenue. This is the kind of impact that a festival can have on the life of a city. And, look, so this is Park City in Utah, which I'm not even sure how many people knew the name. Now it's the Sundance Film Festival. So everybody knows it because Sundance has put it on the map. And Sundance has really, this is a festival created by Robert Redford, and it has really changed the way independent cinema is sort of bought, sold, consumed in America. Then, of course, there's Cannes. 30,000 people and 200 million euros is the economic impact of a festival like Cannes. Here's the open-air screening in Locarno. This is Lagan showed exactly like this. They just had they had a great open-air screening for that. But look at the feeling of community, of celebration, if you will, of the movies that a thing like this fosters. So these are some of the, impact on cities, because it becomes a pilgrimage spot. So my other pet peeve I have to share with you, not pet peeve, I'm envious, I'm jealous, is of the Jaipur Literature Festival. Look at what they've created. This amazing festival around books. which is so much more niche in a country like ours than movies. More people watch movies than read books, and yet you have 10,000 people gathering in Jaipur around reading. So I always think if they can do it for books, we can do it for movies. It has to be done. And here is Mumbai. We're creating, it's a 100-year-old industry, and this is a fact I'm really proud of, that 90% of the product we consume is our own. It's what we make. Which is why, if you've noticed, not many people from Hollywood want to come here, because they know they don't have that big a market. So I do a lot of junkets. I travel a lot to interview Hollywood talent, and we will do these interviews in London or Seoul or Tokyo, because they will go to those places where their films make millions and millions of dollars, but they don't make millions of dollars here because we want to see Shah Rukh Khan. And honestly, I take great pride in that. That's a fabulous thing, So again, a country like ours, which is consuming its own content, which wants to see its own representations on screen, needs to really have a world-class film festival. So here's a little bit of what we want to do at MAMI. We want to create conversations. So the venues, which I can tell you, are going to be in North Mumbai. It will be the PVR at Cinemax and City Mall. Then mid Mumbai will be Lower Parel, and in the south it will be Regal. I'm trying very hard to convince PVR to give me one screen in Ghatkopar. It has not happened yet, so I am appealing to all of you to travel this year, but next year we'll name it. Okay? We just don't have the money right now to spread the other way, but I'm hoping that every year, if we get a good enough response, we can scale it up and we can take it to other places as well. This is another one of my dreams, and I'm hoping that the BMC and the cops give us permission to do an open air screening. My fantasy is Sholay at Chowbati. So, I don't know. I will go back to Mr. Ajoy Mehta and Mr. Javed Ahmed and say, there was applause, make it happen. There's a lot of permissions that we need to get before we can pull off something like this, but, we live in hope. And of course, do things at landmark situations, locations like the Gateway. Again, we're waiting on permissions, but we are very hopeful it'll happen. Yeah, this is another one of mine, do sort of conversations at Irani cafes, make it a part of people's lives. So it's not just about going to a fancy multiplex. You experience movies, you experience MAMI, no matter where you go. Yeah, this is a masterclass at Bandra Fort. I love it. These are all my fantasy slides. So kuch nahi hua to you can't beat me. This is all just my dream. And if we get the hoardings, which we don't have money for, but we're begging for, that you have to understand, being a festival director sounds impressive. Basically, it just means official beggar. That's all I do from morning to night. I go everywhere and I say, what are you going to give me? Please give me this. And I promise you, people are now afraid of me. Because I have to tell you, there's this lovely, lovely man, Bhushan Kumar, who's the owner of TCBs. And last year when the festival, it was a very desperate situation, and my husband was doing business with Bhushan for PK. And so poor Bhushan, I think, was not in a position to really negotiate. And Vinod actually bullied him into donating some money to MAMI. So, I'm not sure Bhushan even knew what MAMI was, but he ended up writing a check for us. So this, last week, he was having another meeting with Vinod, and I walked in and Bhushan just looked stricken. He was like, oh my God, she's here, what's she gonna say? So honestly, I'm the official beggar. And I'm willing to do it because I really think this could be great. This can be something super. Can we talk about this? Yes? In short, Kalpana has given me dirty looks and said in short. So actually we can't, but I'm hoping all of you will just be really quiet about this. Basically what we want to do is create a Comic-Con style movie event at Mehboob Studio. Okay, so cinema close up and experience the kind of fan, the fan that we all are, all of us are. I mean, I don't know what impression you guys have of film critics, but honestly, we're not that different. We are fans too, and we're as excited by big movies and big stars and beautiful people as you are. And we really wanted to create an event that celebrates cinema, and that's what this is hopefully going to be. Is there more, Kalpa?
Just the impact of it.
No? So basically the idea is to create a movie feast. And if you like European films, if you are open to any kind of movie, you like to walk into movies where you know nothing, you can't even speak the language, then there's something for you. If you like Hindi cinema, if you want to see great old classics, there's something for you. If you just want to listen to maybe Rajkumar Hirani talk about how he creates the magic that he does, he will be there. So that's the hope and that's the aim, and we really want to create an event that people in Mumbai can be proud of, so that next year we scale it up and we make it bigger and we make it better and we get more movies and we get more talent from abroad. This year also there's going to be some pretty impressive names coming, and I just think that when we enable exchanges of movies, exchanges of just conversation, people talk to each other, it creates a better world. Honestly, I know that sounds very idealistic and kind of silly, but really I believe, and I keep saying this no matter where I go, that movies open our eyes and enable us to see things in a way that we never would have before. And one of my favorite quotes is by the film critic Roger Ebert, who said that of all the arts, movies are the greatest aid to empathy, and good ones make us into better people. I really think that's true. I think good movies, when you watch a really powerful film that somewhere gets into your soul, it makes you a better person. And I'm hoping that we can bring many of those movies, and we create a platform where people like you can experience those movies. You do have to be over 18. So I don't know if all of you are over 18? Yes, excellent. Because these are uncensored films. So nobody under 18 can come. But really, honestly, guys, I'm here to ask you to support MAMI, to make ample noise. We're all now on social media. Please go out on your Facebook pages, go out on Twitter, Instagram it, WhatsApp it. Come, experience it. Even if you please, I'm not saying come and say nice things. I'm saying just come. Give us a chance, see what's there, make a big noise, because really, if we don't get enough support this year, I don't think we'll get a chance to do it again. It costs a lot of money. And I will not be able to convince people to write a check for next year if they don't think that this is relevant. So come and help me make it relevant. Any questions? Everyone's very quiet. No questions?
Hello, ma'am. Is there any genre or theme which is going to dominate this film festival this time?
There isn't a specific genre, but what we really want to do is create a great showcase for Indian films. I think in Mumbai especially, it's so expensive to release films theatrically that we miss a lot of really great films in other languages. So we really have spent time and energy. We've had great curators putting together a package of Indian cinema, but there's no overlying sort of genre. I think if you like a certain kind of cinema, chances are it'll be there. We'll have over 100 movies, so there will be something you will like. But as a sort of a guiding principle, we really wanted to create a showcase for Indian film. And our own talent, our own cinema and really bring it to the forefront so that maybe you can watch. I mean, last year at MAMI Court won the top prize. And even in previous years we've had breakout films like Fungi and Katyavaz, documentaries, things. So basically, the idea is to showcase films that normally wouldn't get that limelight. Because let's be honest, Bollywood doesn't need a film festival. They've got enough power, they've got enough eyeballs, it's all in place. What we want to do is to reveal what the market hides.
Hello ma'am, I'm Abhijit, I'm a professor of Marathi in the college. I had been associated with MAMI old team in last 2 years. I was part of many procedures. I was even on selection committee way back in 2010. Last year we had a film festival here in this campus at 3 venues. So can we have some kind of a curtain raiser event in the month of August maybe next year for MAMI so that the awareness can be spread?
I think it's a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, please, round of applause. That's what, honestly, I think one of our biggest challenges was just spreading awareness. Though, with social media it has become easier, but there's also, because of social media, so much noise that it just gets lost. And people don't really connect. They're like, हाँ कुछ होगा. I've had so many people saying to me, "Mummy, but mamu, mama, क्या है?" So it's tough. It's tough to be noticed. And yes, I would love next year for us to come back and do a curtain raiser and be able to share movies and show you what we're doing. And thank you. Please call us back.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Charmi, and I have no specific question, but I want to congratulate you for becoming the director. On the previous year, me and some of my friends were working in MAMI. We were part of MAMI on a very basic level, which is we were volunteers. So even working on a basic level was an amazing experience. Though, like me personally saw you, rushing here from there and taking such sessions with Deepika and all, and that was great. That was really great. So today to see you at that level, that it was surprising to like she is now a director of MAMI is so good to hear, and I'm privileged and like really very ready to work for MAMI this year too.
Please, thank you, and come back. Because we need volunteers. The backbone of any festival is really volunteers. It's the foot soldiers who make or break. Also because you're in direct contact with the delegates, with the consumers. And if a volunteer is rude or if a volunteer is nice, makes all the difference. When I travel, so at Cannes, there's a huge class system and you get these badges with the colors. So, the top badge for a journalist is a white, the next level is a pink with a yellow dot, because it allows you entry into certain things or not certain things. And I've always found it very snobby. I mean, it's a great festival, but, the security is very gruff. And, they've got Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt. I'm sure they're miserable because they're just controlling these crazy hordes of people. But I found it just, it's alienating, it's intimidating. But you go to Toronto, and the volunteers are all smiling people like yourself, and they wear t-shirts that say, "Can I help you?" And it just changes the whole atmosphere and your whole experience. So thank you for the work you've done on MAMI, and please, we need volunteers. Come back.
How? We're gonna put up a poster on your bulletin board. So
yeah, please apply.
Good evening, ma'am. Last year I was young critic.
Wow, well done.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. So, as you mentioned that you have been to various film festivals. Okay, so what I want to ask is, what, as a director, what differences you have made? Like, what will be the differentiating factor between all those, festivals which you have attended in past? Okay, and what would be the difference between those and this MAMI? Like, have you made any plus minus? Like, if there was something wrong in that festival and you have avoided in this festival being a director?
No, they're great festivals. My God, I am no one to critique those festivals. हम तो बहुत छोटे हैं. But I learn, when you go, when you see these festivals, when you see the level of professionalism that goes in and how everything works like a beautifully orchestrated machine. I was on the jury in Cannes in 2007, and I can't even explain to you that the detailing of how they run it. So when you walk on that red carpet, there's a minder behind you in this beautiful tuxedo telling you where to look. Can you imagine? So there's a guy saying, look left, so you look like that. And and then, because there are photographers here too, and then there's photographers behind, so you have to pose for everyone. But I mean, as a regular human being like me, I'm not going to know it, right? The stars know what to do. So they actually train you to now look there, now turn around. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, you guys have even planned this. Because if I take too long grinning, then the next guy can't get photographed. So they are detailed to another level. It's going to take us many years before we get there. I think what they enjoy, and I hope that someday we have that level of financial stability. When you as a festival know that you're here for the next 20 years, I think your vision is of another level. Because you're not worrying about, will I be here next year? Which for me is a real concern right now. My worry is, will I be here next year? And I hope that we can make this one so good that we have financial stability to really plan and really kind of evolve into something amazing. Did you enjoy the Young Critics?
Yes, ma'am, I did enjoy. My whole, I would say horizons widened completely. I was the part of the international competition. I saw those movies, I was completely speechless. We had to select a movie, who would get the prize, the best movie out of those, the first debut directors. So it was awesome experience, and I would I cannot participate this year, but I know my friends are there in this year's competition. So ma'am, is there any possibility we can also at least get that opening and closing ceremony, there are special passes. So is there anything available for?
I tell you so much. Opening and closing, I'm so sorry. I don't think I can do it. It's just so difficult.
I just went this year and there was Devdas which was being telecasted starring Dilip Kumar. It was completely amazing experience. It was the audience was full, people were standing and watching the movie. There was a balcony where people were actually standing and watching the movie, and there are fans, there's no AC, people don't even care how hot it's getting, but they just want to watch that movie because they want to get their old time back.
Absolutely. No, we will keep it in mind. But like I said, this year, sadly, Regal is going to be it.
Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to ask you that given the amount of money that the movies make these days, like the 100 crores and all, why is it so difficult for film festivals like MAMI to garner the kind of money that is needed?
That's a good question. I got asked that a lot. But you guys have so much money. What's wrong with you guys? Do it yourselves. I'll tell you why. Nowhere in the world does a film industry financially support a film festival, because what it does is it creates an inherent conflict of interest. So if I am being bankrolled by Eros or by Disney, does that mean then I have to take a Disney film as the opening film? Does that mean that my competition then is maybe rigged to let the Disney film win? So it's an inherent, it's just a conflict of interest. You can't have the business pay for your festival. And I've reached out to everybody, they have donated their time very generously. In fact, we have a promo film that Vikram Motwani has directed free of cost. that is going to be posted next week. And you will see a lot of really big names in there who all gave their time and didn't charge. And you know how much actors charge to endorse anything. It's multiples of crores. But all the people, everybody we've asked has come forward and helped. But I can't ask for money.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and all the best for your.
Thank you.
Hello ma'am, good evening and congratulations for hosting MAMI in a nice manner. One question which I wanted to ask is, you review a lot of famous film celebrities on Star World. So can't you do a promo video with them regarding MAMI, like them promoting MAMI, like Ranbir Kapoor or Deepika?
He's actually done. He has, Ranbir has just done, he was in the original promo. I don't know if you saw our call for entries. It was playing at PVRs everywhere. You can see it on YouTube. So he's been part of that promo. Deepika is on our sponsor. So we've done all that. But it's a very expensive business to run a film festival. I'll tell you, and this is something I didn't know till I actually started doing this, is that many of the movies, so your world film titles, charge a screening fees. And that screening fees runs into hundreds of euros. Okay, so it's like 1,200 euros for 3